Bonsoir tout le monde. Welcome back to Tom Plays Europa Universalis 4 for absolute beginners. We are back with France. We finally started colonising and also considering making another move on England, or Great Britain as they're now calling themselves. So, what should we be doing? Right, so we're midway through building up the army. We need to build up the navy. We also really should have selected another rival. So we've got Austria and Great Britain. Good choices. Okay. Do we want to pick another rival? Ottomans and Mamluks are an option, as is Castile. Castile is going to end up being a rival, whether it's stated or not. Well, the Mamluks already dislike us, so let's go with the Mamluks. Which is interesting. Maybe we should think about making friends with the Ottomans. Historically, France did have an alliance with the Ottomans at one point, partly because the Holy Roman Empire was so powerful. So yeah, might be worth considering. Should possibly also look at the Commonwealth, because they don't hate us either. That might be an option. Can only pick one of them, obviously, Ottomans or Commonwealth, but either's a potential option. Okay, anyway, so let's at least finish building this army. So we now have two armies of 32,000. Still not quite up to our force limit. Not even nearly, in fact. Right, okay. That being the case, I think we should... No, that's fine. Just get them from other places, really. No real need. More a role-playing thing than it. I was thinking we can at least have a few more. Although actually we're not gaining nearly as much now, are we? So maybe not. Alright, let's start moving them up. I'm guessing our increased army size, yes, has stopped us from earning quite as much money. To be fair, we do also have a colony going. Ooh, government reform. Excellent. So, what are our options? L'État, c'est moi? Or regional representation? Well, to be honest, I mean, given that the phrase is French, I think I'll go for L'État, c'est moi. Why not? Okay, what do we have in terms of these? So if our armies are going to be 33 or 34, we could definitely do with a few more transports at least. C, 17? I'm thinking. Just make life a little easier. Gonna have to deal with the fact that we are now not making money very quickly. How's our legitimacy doing? Because we're still supposed to be building it. And supposedly it is going up still. Not fast enough, but it is going up. Well, maybe winning a war will help. Oh, promoted cultures. Right, I don't know if we actually covered this. So this screen basically allows us to set to which cultures are promoted within our country, and those cultures are less likely to have uprisings. It does cost diplomatic power to do though, so I might just leave it for now, even though I'm quite tempted by the Walloon culture. But we kind of need the diplomatic power for our exploration ideas, as things currently stand. So if we were to invade England now, the Papal State would not join in, but Flanders and Gelre would. They're not actually that scary. However, Castile would not, which is disappointing. Skill 1 Grand Captain. Right, so we can get a cheaper Grand Captain, but if we're in a war, we'll be better off with discipline. So, maybe let's not. Should possibly think about seizing land as well. The question is, can Provence take on Flanders and Gelre? That is a very good question. Oh, apparently Scotland likes England now. That's, shall we say, disappointing. Okay, so if Provence can't take them on, we may be looking at hiring mercenaries. But still, I think it's high time we made an effort to take London. Especially now the printing press has started here. Now the other thing is their military tech. Right, they are on military tech 12 and we are on 11. That is no good. I think 12 especially makes quite a difference, so yeah, I'm going to have to withdraw from this. Can't really invade Great Britain while they're on military tech 12 and we're on 11. It's not a good idea anyway when you're on a lower military tech, but especially right now. Let's check the others. Oh right, we had another uprising in the colony. That's fine. It's not a problem. Let's check supply limit. 38 and 35. Yeah, that's fine. Is there anyone else we can attack? Could we even fight Austria off now? Luxembourg. Subject to Austria. So we can get Bohemia to join in. I can see we're going to end up having to just fight Austria directly. Right, salute. So we have no way of... Ooh! Milan's already in a war. Yes, the problem with Milan is that one of our stronger allies will join in on their side. Okay, fair enough. Because Parma, I was thinking we could possibly vassalise, wasn't it? They are reformed, which isn't going to help. Right, okay, so the main thing is we want to get our military tech level up, so we're in a position to attack England. So until we have, we're not going to be doing very much. So, not to worry. Not to worry. Right, so who is this? This is Milan. Okay, so we're building a spy network in Milan. There are actually a few places we can still claim, which is fair enough, so we may as well keep that going for now. Papal State has announced us as a rival. That's really not good. That really is terrible. Okay. Well, that being the case, maybe they should be the next people we make war on. Great Britain, Strasbourg, Genoa, Naples and Siena. Okay, yeah. It's not terrible. Our spy has been discovered here. Okay, can we get Dorset? And maybe pull the spy out. I think we've got quite a few claims now. So that should be fine. Very disappointed with the Papal State there. Not entirely sure why they felt it appropriate to... Right, I'm going to dissolve the alliance with Salute. So even though in some ways we could do with allies, the fact that we can't ever vassalize them and they're really small just makes them a bit on the worthless side. What about Parma? Also very small, but we might have the option of vassalising them. Mantua? Economic base again, you see. Is it worth having another vassal, or would we be better off trying to make another ally? Like the Ottomans. Let's work this out. Their enemies are Russia, Ottomans and Mamluks. Ottomans' enemies are Commonwealth, Austria, Mamluks and Castile. I think ultimately the Ottomans will be more useful to us. They're not colonisers. Oh, brilliant. Hold that thought. Okay, so our colony is finished. Gives us a bit more prestige. So this is now a normal province. And more importantly, actually let's leave that for a second, more importantly we can now reach Guantanamo. So we're going to make a colony there, we're going to get a presence in the Caribbean, which means we need to load our ship up and get the army over there. So we shouldn't need to worry too much about uprisings down here. That is one of the drawbacks of maybe trying to conquer this land, is we would then have to leave an army there to deal with potential uprisings. Now, the thing with the states is, we can make this a state, that's fine, but we don't want to core it, because this coring cost here will be paid by our colonial nation when they form, so we need to be careful not to core any of these because we're just wasting our admin power for no reason. The colonial nation will deal with them themselves. Okay, missionary strength or production efficiency? I think I'll go for production efficiency. Not so fussed about missionary strength, especially now that the Pope has declared us his rival. Doesn't bode well. And basically if he excommunicates us, I may look to change religion, become reformed or Protestant or something of that nature, and then the excommunication will no longer matter, or at least not as much. Okay, they're done. I think done all the exploring we need to up there anyway. This might be a good place to land for Louisiana. There don't seem to be many other options, so we may go there next, much as I would love to get a proper presence in the Caribbean. We'll see. We will see. Milan. Final claim on Milan. So I might want to consider attacking them. I'm going to make an alliance with the Ottomans. could be absolutely vital for attacking Austria. Why won't Brandenburg join in? Well, they like him now, do they? Castile are willing to join in a war against Mantua. Not Mantua. Sorry, Milan. Which might make all the difference. I don't think they're part of the Empire either. They aren't. So, Bohemia. What are their military tech like? You see, they're also at level 12. And the Ottomans aren't. This seems like a really bad time to make war. I kind of feel like we ought to be making war, but it just seems like a really bad time to do it. We still have a truce with Burgundy? We do not. Alright, well in that case let's make a claim on their final province that we don't have a claim on. Put in treasury, invest the money. I will invest the money. And keep gaining... Oh, brilliant! Right, we can go for expansion ideas next. So we're actually almost there. We're doing terribly on the legitimacy. This is the other reason I was thinking of doing a war. The thing is, if we're going to have to fight Austria anyway, maybe we actually would be better off declaring war on Austria so that the Ottomans will join in. Brandenburg is big. Mantua. And Austria is also on 12. We really just cannot do anything until we get to tech level 12. So, if nothing else, at least it gives us a chance to build a couple more transports. Right. Will hopefully get us going. Let's try to improve relations with a few people. Castile, we may still need them. I know our relations are going to break down fairly soon. Colonising, but... Peasants in Paris, not a huge concern. There we go. Okay, a few more separatists there. Not a huge problem again because of the castles. The castle should take that land back anyway. This won't be a problem. Guantanamo are attacking. Yes, that means our ships are... The ships, our colonies started building now. We've got here viceroys. Slightly better global tariffs and the better envoy travel time. Fair enough. Okay, what else do we have? Assuming we've done all of that with Parma. We might be able to vassalize them actually. Despite the heretic religion, the only problem is that we would then have too many alliances. So maybe it isn't worth it. No chance of vassalising Scotland, I assume. I mean, really, one province, probably not worth it. In all honesty, we may as well just start improving relations with another member of the Holy Roman Empire. For now. Gloucester General. Austria is still the Holy Roman Emperor. So every time that happens, their imperial authority increases by 10. So the fact that it's 9 shows that they're still unable to stop it from dropping all the time. So don't think we have much to worry about. We do have to worry about this agenda expiring though. I think we may have to never take an agenda from the nobles ever again. Because it just doesn't work. It's just too much trying to get this to 90. We've raised it a lot since that time, but 90 was just a bit too far. Okay, let's improve relations with the Palatinate. Oh, we should be able to make that claim on Burgundy now. Catching a bunch of spies, which is good, possibly down to that policy we enacted, the one that cost us nothing. To be fair, it might still be a while before the agenda actually expires. Okay, there's the Strasbourg. And the comet. Everyone loves comets. We should definitely try to stop the smugglers, even though it gives us yet another loan, so we've now got 2 loans again. Okay. Who else is there? 3 leagues. Probably start improving relations with some of our allies actually, rather than just random Holy Roman Empire people. Provence has embraced the printing press, which should help us start to embrace it, and we have lost one of our claims. And then advisor. Oh, that's good. We had that really cheap advisor. This one, half the price. Oh, I thought it was half the price. Oh well. National manpower modifier should make things a little cheaper anyway. Okay, let's improve relations with Bohemia. Okay. Changes in your country. Okay, nobilities lost some loyalty. Milan is eradicating heretics. Oh, we've got a regency, that's why. Fair enough. Well, at least it's got it out of the way. Austria has declared war on the Palatinate. Slightly unfortunate timing, because without DLCs, when you have a regency, you can't declare war. Although actually it shouldn't be too long, I don't think. Yeah, age 13, it's not so bad. So yeah, hopefully with Austria being at war, maybe we'll be able to attack someone without them being willing to join in. So yeah, not long to go. The papal influence has almost hit the point where we can have a blessing again. Oh! And now we've got the Spanish square. So we could actually attack Great Britain. Right, so we've got prestige or diplomatic reputation. I'm going to go for diplomatic reputation this time. Now I would really like to attack Great Britain. I'm just wondering if Austria being at war may be too good to ignore. Perhaps not. Okay. Okay, so they're still on military technology 12. The Papal State will join in, but we're going to get a lot of our people to join in. We really need to go for them. This looks like a very good opportunity to attack Great Britain. So the plan is our allies are going to do all the fighting on the continent, and we are going to move both of our armies into Kent. And hopefully claim a fair bit of land. Okay, so we got free shooter for the Gallic mercenaries, or Gaelic mercenaries depending, and Tertio infantry I think is at least closer to France, so we'll go with them. But yeah, I think that's what makes it such a big deal. Military tech 12. Change in the infantry. So right, and we can't attack until the Regency ends anyway, but that isn't actually that far away. So we should be fine. Actually just wondering if we're now going to lose papal influence because the Pope's our rival. I don't think we should. Just because I used it all up. That's the one we don't want. That's fine. Good grief, the stability's got low. Still. Yeah, honestly, I think we should raise it. Holds us up a bit. I think it's worth it. Okay, you do not have a leader right now. And in fact, your army is going to have to stay in 2. Because I'm not going to be able to join it up. Cessation of church functions. We can get a load of money and some yearly papal influence, but we can gain stability instead. I think we should do that. I'm not happy about losing loyalty from the nobility just when we're about to go to war, but I don't think we have a lot of choice. Speaking of, we can probably get a new agenda now we've failed the old one. So let's see. Okay, persecution. Nope, we're busy. Oh, the nobility see London as an integral part of France and resent the fact it's not entirely our own. I agree. I thoroughly agree. So good though the colonisation one might be because it gives us colonial enthusiasm. We're about to attack London anyway. So let's go for it. I might leave our army there because at least we can sort of defend it. Okay, so Regency is going to end. Only a weak claim, but there's not much we can do. So yes, brilliant. Let's try and improve relation with Provence. I suppose we'll send someone to improve relation with the Ottomans. Well, I don't think they're going to join in with this one. And we'll... oh, we should already have enough for a general, which is good. We just can't join the armies together yet. Research wrong, lose diplomatic power, or ignore them and lose prestige. Might lose prestige this time. And a pretender has risen up. That is really poor timing. Okay, fine. Fine. I should have realised, because they have a weak claim to the throne, of course, don't they? Right. And this one is the other half of that army. So I'm only going to send one of the armies over. Should be enough, I think. Shall the citizens officially demote the Pope? That will give us prestige, but it will upset a lot of our allies. Although not very important ones. Would be the end of any papal influence we might hope to have. So maybe let's not. Dubious spending practices, I don't think we should allow that. Oh, good grief. Okay, I can't afford to lose even more loyalty from the nobility. I'm going to have to turn a blind eye. Don't like it. To have to try to fight the corruption a little. Oh, it's alright, it's already going down. But yeah, really can't afford to have them even more disloyal. So basically, when the state's disloyal, we haven't really looked at this in detail when it's happened. Oh, that should be fine. Our monarch's really young. Not worried about a personal union right now. Let's chase these people down. Need to get rid. They've got really low morale, so we should defeat them very easily this time. We might need to chase them one more time, possibly. Nope. And it looks like the castle's automatically fixing that, so let's get back over to Great Britain. But yeah, basically when the state's disloyal, you get a bunch of negatives, and the one for the nobility will be to do with manpower recovery and things like that. Definitely not something you want in a war. It's okay. So unfortunately we're likely to be quite boxed in at the start. Not that it's a big problem. Okay. So we want every ally we can possibly pull together. For this is probably going to be our decisive battle against Britain. Of course, every battle we win and they lose makes us stronger and then weaker. So I don't think we'll be able to take any colonial lands from them this time, because we don't have any near where we are. So what we will do instead is focus on taking London. But we'll also take any other lands we can possibly get from them. Nope, I don't want another loan. I was actually going to see if I could pay one off, but I can't afford to. That's fine. So who's this? Flanders. Right. So this is where we need our allies to come in. Strip the church's authority. Okay, so all power to the king. Okay, we could gain some authority, but yeah, I think that's worth it actually. Not looking great for our relationship with the Pope, I have to say. But hey, what can we do? Right. assuming all our allies have joined. Yeah, they have. Oh, even Scotland. Hadn't occurred to me that Scotland was actually among the people joining in the party there. That's good. Maybe we should send a diplomat to get on with them. Well, isn't that interesting? Maybe Scotland will get some land back as well, although we do have a lot of claims on Great Britain, so there's every chance that we'll just take them all ourselves, but we'll see. We'll see what we get. Taking London would be good because it's obviously a very rich city. It's roughly the equivalent of Paris, so might even give us a chance at starting another institution if we own it. Especially if we put some buildings there and develop it and such like. And also, of course, we'll hopefully now be actually fulfilling our nobles' agenda for once. Which would definitely be nice. Now, we're losing some claims down there, so we're also going to have to... Oh, they've occupied our colony. That's bad. In fact, means they're close enough for us to claim theirs then. Interesting. Might still not do. Not at this stage. Better to let them build the colonies up really and take them later. Who's this? Siena wants access, that's fine. So basically, no matter what happens, I don't think Great Britain has the power to stop us on their own island. I think our army here is going to be too powerful for them, and I think our allies will be too powerful for their allies or them on the continent. If it turns out that isn't the case, ooh, maybe even it's sea, nice, then we will hire mercenaries. But, yep, happy to have a cardinal in administration. Haven't quite given up on the Pope just yet. I'm not sure I'm ever going to get any papal influence either. We may have to change religion. We'll see. In fact, while I think about it, let's send someone to try and improve relations with the Pope. Although, should we? Maybe we should try and make peace with them, because we might be able to get that piece of land. Not sure I want you to cede something to Provence. I'd rather you ceded it to us, thanks. Pretty sure we had a claim on it. So if we did cede it to Provence, we could take it later without having to fight the Pope. Grief, what is it with nobles lately? Right, fine. Let's increase their loyalty. At least then we'll get some manpower. Okay, I'm guessing our colonies are in trouble then. Which is annoying. Probably lost. Our colonial army. But I think it'll all be worth it. Just take as much land on this island as we possibly can. This area down here by Cornwall can be a great place to catch armies. If an army is defeated and their backs to the sea like that, they will generally be utterly destroyed. Ooh, free colonies. Okay, we've got people offering peace. We've got a new trader. So we've got a better settler chance now, which is good. Who's offering us peace? And more importantly, what are they offering? They'll give us some money. I can accept that. We don't have any claims on them anyway. And I really don't think there's much Great Britain can do to stop us. So the money's handy for repaying a loan. Oh, I see, Provence took that land from the Pope. Right. So this is a problem, basically, because Provence took this land. We can't get it from the Pope. Whereas we can get Ghent. I think I will do that. So let's start coring that. Wait for the Emperor to demand it back. Yeah, so who's still the enemy? Papal State and Great Britain. Right, that's fine. So, do I want to give Provence that land? I suppose we could. I'll make him a better ally in the meantime. Maybe even keep them as an ally. Or it could allow us to later attack Provence instead. Restore the royal marriage. Okay, I suppose we can check how the colonies are doing. Not well, I'm guessing. Oh, right. That's odd. Oh, I see they're mostly attacking Castile. Right, fair enough. I suppose they could attack Castilian colonies, couldn't they? That's not unreasonable. Fair enough. It's nice that our colony's still been spared. Decide just how far to push this. Like, we could in theory make peace now, but no, we're not fussed about that, are we? However, what I think we are fussed about would be making more claims on Austria, because I think we have lost some. And with the Ottomans as an ally, we're far more likely to end up at war with Austria now. I think we'll be able to get behind there, so I might focus on taking other lands. Good grief, the Ottomans have come to Great Britain. That never happened in history. Oh, that's interesting. Could have an extremely good chance to sort them out. '67. Demand unlawful territory. Yeah, no thanks. Come and take it back if you dare. There's obviously no point taking this any higher than 100%. It's just what's happening elsewhere in the world. It has just gone down a bit there. I'd rather not lose the colonial army if we can. But at the same time, it might just be worth it. Because if we can get this high enough, we should be able to get a fair amount of claims. And there's other things we could do. We could force them to release countries, like Wales, that'd be cool. Or we could force them to give land back to Scotland. Ah, brilliant. Right, so we now need to take expansion ideas, which is an administrative idea. That's the other one you really need for colonising. So I'm thinking probably once this castle falls and we've got these last bits of land, that'll probably be as good as it can get and we will make peace. Also paid off a last loan and need to root out this corruption. That's fine. The Ottomans have decided to leave us to the siege now. Well, I can't complain, they kept it going for quite some time. European beaver. Severely depleted. Right, okay. Northumberland is the last province standing. 95% war score. As soon as this falls, looks like our army's still in Guantanamo, which is good. Okay, right, I'm going to actually pause the game because we cannot get any better than this, and it might just get worse. So, suggested demands. We get all of this area, which is brilliant. Scotland gets Aberdeen and Dumfries back, and we get some money. I am actually happy with that. That looks good to me. No particular problem with helping Scotland out of it. We've also completed that agenda, so the nobility are a lot more loyal again, which is great. So let's move the less powerful one to London. I'm going to bring the more powerful army back to the coast. We've got dangerous overextension, which basically just means that we need to be coring provinces quickly. So I would love to call London first, but it doesn't look like we can. So let's start with Essex. Tells us how much the overextension is worth for coring it, so it's worth doing some cheaper ones that have a big effect. But yeah, at the moment we're going to have some serious issues with unrest because we've taken so much land. But it will improve with time. So we've instantly got an uprising due to having taken so much land. So the plan is to leave one army in England to deal with uprisings and take the other army across to deal with other uprisings. I thought the Papal State was already our rival. Or rather, we were theirs. So yeah, this is actually quite serious now. Still, at least Gant is nearly done. The only problem here now, of course, is it's going to force us to split our forces. just have to, if we have a war that doesn't involve Great Britain, we'll just have to bring everyone over to the continent temporarily. But most of the time we'll have to have one army on the continent and one army in Great Britain. On Great Britain. Still, it's not bad for one war. I see Portugal's completely gone from their original position. We are definitely heading for a confrontation with Castile. So we've been allies up to now. Really not going to last. If we don't rival them, I think they'll rival us. I mean, in theory, colonially, we're going to be peaceful for a while. Paris. So we've got an army in London and an army in Paris. Perfect. Apparently we don't have an heir, which is a problem. Is there anyone we can have a royal marriage with? Well, not at the moment, because we don't have any spare diplomats. However, we can fabricate some claims. So let's do that in case there's a war with Austria anytime soon. Not worried about this corruption. Let's at least get to the point where we're not losing money, but we're reducing it as much as we can. It's still gaining, but hopefully we're at least making a bit of progress. Unfortunately, making all these calls is going to slow down our expansion ideas. Okay, well that's something. Hampshire has become Protestant. That doesn't really worry me. But that's reduced our overextension a bit because we've finished coring a province. Not enough to make our corruption go down, unfortunately. Oh, this is good. Golden era for culture. I would love to start hiring some of these guys. What we are going to need to do is make a second colonial army though. So we're probably not going to be able to afford it. Right, so this comes up because we haven't even embraced the printing press yet. I would say to go for we cannot control the free word and gain support for it. We've got a decent amount of money, which I believe is actually going up, and we did have a head start on the printing press, so hopefully it won't be too long before we can embrace it. You see, we've got the benefit here of Provence having embraced it. For us, it's largely been heading out of Paris as it was created there, but it's still quite pricey. Time being, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm far too busy worrying about making cores and getting this overextension down before we have too many uprisings and before the corruption gets out of hand, because that's heading up. New land claimed, excellent. Right, we should probably go for production. Okay, we now have a new colony, which is brilliant. Right, so we've lost some ships, but nonetheless, carry on regardless. Let's go there. I'm hoping that is the right location for Louisiana. Might not be, it might be that Castile's already monopolised it, but there seems to be a nation here, so not sure. We can turn this into a state, but we don't want to core it. I would like to start building other provinces here, other colonies, but we may not have the chance. Let's do military technology again. Get a bit higher, that's probably going to be a cannon. I'll go for small again. I'm going for manoeuvrable. Doesn't make an enormous difference really. Right, so we don't want to core either of those. We do want to core Sussex though. We really want these cores to finish. And we could do with building some more ships as soon as possible. In fact, in theory, we can do that in Guantanamo because it does belong to us. So I think what we need is 3 transports, assuming we can afford them. And if this will just get out of the way and not take our screen down, which it won't, that's extremely annoying. Okay, you head back there, and let me build 3 more transports in Guantanamo Bay. Because what we've got should be enough to transport these people. There's no real hurry, so it doesn't matter if we build all 3 of them in the one spot. They'll hopefully be ready the next time we come to look at them. But in the meantime, come on, get coring. Right, we'll get the rest of the army over. So once we have finished coring these, we'll be working on expansion ideas, and we have the option of, ultimately we'll get 2 extra colonists, each of which is going to cost another 2 ducats per month. So we really need to work on our money. So I'm hoping we can get some nice building agendas. In fact, let's have a look. Okay, new farm estate. That works for me. Louisiana as a fertile area well suited for coronation. On the other hand, Lombardy, I'm ignoring that. We want Louisiana. So let's go for that. Chitimacha. Okay. So it's a little risky, but hopefully not too risky. So they want someone there. Well, that's fine, because we'll finish doing this one. Presence in Louisiana, because it's the hardest one to get a presence in. Okay, we've made an accommodation. Baton Rouge. So as soon as we get another colonist, we'll put them right next to them, and we'll try and fulfill this estate agenda. The advantage of it is that it increases our settler chance and our global settler increase. So, but anyway, continue next time, because we've run quite a bit over. But yeah, I'm quite pleased about that. We're still behind on colonising, but I think we're doing okay. We're caught up a bit after some early disasters. Made some pretty nice inroads into Great Britain there. So that's not a bad thing. Maybe we can keep an eye out for any ways we can encroach on the Empire, especially with the Ottomans, our new allies. Might have a chance to actually take the fight to Austria once things have calmed down a bit, but hopefully a bit of peace next time. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you then.